Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are fit and fine. Dear students, today we will discuss chapter number 10 Perfect Progressive Tenses taken from our English practice book. Students, let's revise perfect progressive tenses with the help of some worksheets given to you in chapter number 10. So, students, let's start with the worksheet number 1 Present Perfect Progressive. Beta, look at this picture carefully and then students try to find out what are these players doing. Beta, they are practicing for the coming match against Australia. They have been exercising in the stadium since 6 o'clock in the morning. Rohit has been running around the stadium, Virat has been lifting weights, and Varun has been skipping for 2 hours now. Now, students, discuss with your friends or with your parents also. Students, you can discuss when did the players start practicing. कि इन प्लेयर्स ने बेटा प्रैक्टिस करनी कब स्टार्ट की थी. When did, स्टार्टिंग टाइम क्या है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बेटा इन द फर्स्ट लाइन they are practicing for the coming match against Australia. They have been exercising in the stadium since 6 o'clock. मीन्स एग्जैक्ट टाइम का हमें पता चल रहा है कि कितने बजे इन्होंने एक्सरसाइज स्टार्ट की थी. 6 o'clock. Then when did the players start practicing? The students, are they still practicing? कि क्या वो अभी भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं or have they stopped? Now students, remember present perfect progressive or better you can say present perfect continuous tense is used to talk about actions that started some time in the past and are still continuing. Now students, let's do worksheet number 2. Given below is a picture of Mr. Prasad's house. Look at the picture carefully and now write what the various members of the family have been doing since evening. कि सभी members जो है घर के वो शाम से क्या कर रहे हैं. What they have been doing since evening. Do not forget to use the present perfect progressive. Remember बेटा सभी sentences में आपको क्या करना है. Use present perfect progressive. मीन्स प्रेजेंट टेंस के लिए आप क्या हेल्पिंग वर्ब यूज़ करेंगे बेटा. हैज़ और हैव अकॉर्डिंग टू सब्जेक्ट. अगर आपका सब्जेक्ट सिंगुलर है बेटा, हम एक पर्सन की बात कर रहे हैं, देन बेटा हम क्या यूज़ करेंगे. हैज़. परफेक्ट है देन स्टूडेंट्स वी विल राइट डाउन बीन. प्रोग्रेसिव के लिए हम वर्ब की फर्स्ट फॉर्म के साथ क्या यूज़ करेंगे. ing. फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टूडेंट्स इट्स गिवन टू यू मिस्टर प्रसाद has been watching a movie. In brackets, some words are given to you. These are clues. You can take help from these clues and then students frame present perfect progressive sentences. Mr. Prasad. It's singular. हम एक person की बात कर रहे हैं students, तो हमने क्या use करा. Helping verb has. Mr. Prasad has been watching a movie. Next student, Mrs. Prasad has been cooking porridge. The next one beta, Nikita has been helping her mother. Like this students, try to complete this worksheet. Let's move on to the worksheet number 3. Given below are some situations. Try to find out the reasons behind these. You must guess at least 2 reasons for each situation. One example has been given to help you. फर्स्ट वन बेटा, वाई इज सीमा's hair wet? कि सीमा के हेयर गीले क्यों है. सो स्टूडेंट्स वी कैन राइट डाउन एनी 2 रीजंस. ठीक है, इट्स द सिचुएशन कि वाई इज सीमा's hair wet. हमें सिचुएशन दे दी. अब बेटा हमें इसके रीजन राइट करने हैं एज पर योर विश. स्टूडेंट्स यू कैन राइट डाउन. ओके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल स्टूडेंट्स वी हैव रिटन हियर बिकॉज शी हैज़ बीन स्विमिंग और बिकॉज शी हैज़ बीन वॉकिंग इन द rain. Then picture next one. Why is Neelu looking so tired? Because she has been running, or we can write down because she has been working. Why is Kittu feeling hot? Because she has been suffering from fever. Or we can write down because she has been standing near the fire. Next one beta, why are Vineet's clothes dirty? कि विनीत के clothes जो है dirty क्यों है? We can write down because he has been playing football, or we can write down because he has been cleaning the car. Like this, students try to complete this worksheet. Okay, read the situations. जो situations आपको given है बेटा, read those situations carefully and then better write down 2 reasons behind it. Okay, and students remember that present perfect progressive tense is also used for actions that started some time in the past and have just been completed. Now beta, let's move on to the worksheet number 4. Read the following sentences. First one, Rishi has been swimming since 4 o'clock. Rahul has been swimming for 1 hour. Now beta, just tell, do the above sentences tell you when did Rishi start swimming? कि ऋषि ने swimming कब start की थी? Yes, 4 o'clock time is given here. When did Rishi start swimming? Yes, 4 o'clock is given to us. Then when did Rahul start swimming? No, हमें बेटा यहाँ पर एग्जैक्ट टाइम गिवन नहीं है कि उसने कितने बजे वर्क स्टार्ट किया. सो पुट अ टिक इन द कॉलम ऑफ नो. हाउ लॉन्ग हैज ऋषि बीन स्विमिंग? ऋषि जो है कितने टाइम से स्विमिंग कर रहा है? वी डोंट नो, सो पुट अ टिक इन द कॉलम ऑफ नो. And how long has Rahul been swimming? Rahul has been swimming for 1 hour. So put a tick in the column of yes. Now beta, remember this point. Okay, remember this point carefully. We use since with the perfect progressive to talk about the starting point of an action. कि कब से कोई work start हुआ, तब हम वहाँ पर क्या use करेंगे बेटा? Since. We use since with the perfect progressive tense. Perfect progressive के साथ हम since कहाँ use कर रहे हैं बेटा? About the starting point of an action. कि कब से काम जो है start हुआ. For example बेटा, Rishi has been swimming since 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock exact time is given to us कि कब उसने काम start किया, तो हमने क्या यहाँ पर write कर दिया? Since. And बेटा, we use for with the perfect progressive to talk about a length of time कि कितने लंबे टाइम से वो काम चल रहा है. Okay, how long? For example, Rahul has been swimming for 1 hour कि वो 1 घंटे से स्विमिंग कर रहा है. for 1 hour. कौन से 1 घंटे से स्विमिंग कर रहा है? सुबह से, दोपहर से, वो हमें नहीं पता. Okay, for 1 hour. So we have written here 4. Okay, remember this difference between since and for. Since is used with the point of time, we can say, and for is about a length of time. Now beta, let's move on to the worksheet number 5 and try to use since and for. Complete the following sentences using since or for with the present perfect progressive tense. One example has been given to help you. She has been preparing for her exams for 1 month. Next one better, it's given to you brushing teeth and 2 minutes. 2 minutes बेटा 2 minutes है, हमें ये नहीं पता कि कौन से 2 minutes हैं, exact time तो नहीं पता ना. So we will write down here 4. He has been brushing his teeth for 2 minutes. The next one बेटा, shopping 3 hours. 3 घंटों से वो shopping कर रहे हैं. So we will write down 4. He has been doing shopping for 3 hours. Next one बेटा, evening. Exact time है, preparing soup evening से. He has been preparing soup since evening, or we can say since morning. Both are correct. Okay, but it's written here evening, so we will write down evening. He has been preparing soup since evening. Next one students, cleaning room. 10 o'clock is time given to you. We can write down he has been cleaning his room since 10 o'clock कि 10 बजे से starting time हमें पता है उस action का. So we will write down since. Next one students, She has been washing dishes since 12 o'clock. Then taking bath 2 hours, 2 घंटे से. Okay, 2 hours length of time है. तो write down she has been taking bath for 2 hours. Then writing morning. Morning है, evening है, तो हमने क्या यूज करना है? Since. He has been writing novels since morning. In this way, students, try to complete this worksheet. And then students, read worksheet number 6. It's past perfect progressive. Okay, when Ravi reached the office, his clerk had been arranging files on his table. He had been doing this job efficiently for 8 years. Raj, as usual, had been dreaming about winning a lottery, and Jay had been talking on phone. Now, beta, in the above case, past perfect progressive tense is used. पहले हमने कौन सा टेंस यूज किया था बेटा? प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट. हैज बीन हमने यूज किया था वर्ब के फर्स्ट फॉर्म प्लस आईएनजी. और अब बेटा पास्ट परफेक्ट प्रोग्रेसिव हमने हेल्पिंग वर्ब क्या यूज करा है? had plus been plus verb past form plus ing. In the above case, past perfect progressive tense is used to talk about an action. For example, the clerk had been arranging files that started before a certain point in the past. For example, Ravi reached office and had continued up to that time. Let's move on to the worksheet number 7. Complete the following passage by filling in the blanks with the past perfect progressive. बेटा इस वर्कशीट में आपको क्या करना है? Use past perfect progressive means had been verb की first form plus ing. Okay. For example, बेटा, the Director General of Police told the press correspondents that they had arrested 10 terrorists belonging to ABC group from the south zone of the city. This group had been prowling. Had been. Okay. Past perfect progressive. Had been prowling in the city for 4 months. The members had been operating at 2 levels. 2 of them had been supplying milk to the army headquarters and had been collecting information about the setup. Like this, students, try to complete this worksheet. Let's move on to the worksheet number 8. A masked man had looted the cash kept in an office by threatening the cashier with a pistol. The police wanted to inquire what different people in the office had been doing at that time. Taking hints from the words provided below and complete the following statements in the past perfect progressive tense. Beta, in this worksheet, you have to use past perfect progressive tense. Okay, had been verb के first form plus ing. Okay, let's start with the police officer. What had you been doing when you heard the pistol shot? I had been giving dictation to my secretary. बेटा in bracket आपको words given है dictation to my secretary. बेटा अब आपको इसको past perfect progressive में change करना है, तो हम कैसे करेंगे बेटा? I had been giving dictation to my secretary. Next one बेटा B, sleep in my cabin. तो बेटा we can write down like this. I had been sleeping in my cabin. Then better next one, talk on phone. I had been talking on phone. Okay, I had been working on computer. I had been reading an important file. I had been preparing a business plan. I had been attending a meeting. Like this, students, try to complete this worksheet. Use past perfect progressive tense. Now, beta, let's move on to the worksheet number 9. Meet Madam Predictor. With a superpower, she can see what a person had been doing just before meeting her. कि उसके पास आने से पहले वो पर्सन क्या करे तो उसको सब पता चल जाता है. And not just that, she can also tell for how long or since when the person had been doing that particular thing. कि कितने टाइम से कितने बजे उन्होंने वर्क स्टार्ट किया. Everything she knew. Look at the following pictures which she can see and write what various people had been doing before meeting her. One example has been done for you. With my superpowers, I can see that before coming here, you had been sleeping for 3 hours. Now, students, in the first, sleep 3 hours. It's given to us. Now, students, we have to use your past perfect progressive. Had been, verb के first form plus ing. Okay. He had been sleeping for 3 hours. 3 hours है बेटा एग्जैक्ट टाइम हमें नहीं पता कि कब से उसने सोना स्टार्ट किया, तो वी विल राइट डाउन 4. ही हैड बीन स्लीपिंग फॉर 3 hours. नेक्स्ट वन बेटा chalk 1 hour. We can write down he had been chalking for 1 hour. The students watch TV at noon. It's given to us. We can write down like this. He had been watching TV since noon. Next one beta. Read newspaper and time is given to us 5 o'clock. Exact time बेटा हमें given है तो हम क्या use करेंगे? Since. For exact time बेटा हम क्या use करते हैं? Since. Okay. He had been reading newspaper since 5 o'clock. He had been repairing car for whole day. He had been waiting for half an hour. Then he had been dancing for an hour. Okay. He had been swimming for 2 hours. Like this, students, try to complete this worksheet. Okay, complete this worksheet like this. Let's move on to the worksheet number 10. Read the following sentences and tick the correct options from the choices given in the boxes. Better do this worksheet yourself and put a tick on the correct option. बेटा since और for given है, आपको correct option पे टिक करना है. ओके, बेटा रिमेंबर कि सिंस का आपको कहाँ यूज़ करना है, जहाँ आपको एग्जैक्ट टाइम का पता हो कि वर्क कब से स्टार्ट हुआ है. और फोर का कहाँ यूज़ करना है, फॉर हाउ लॉन्ग, कितने टाइम से वो वर्क चल रहा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल बेटा दे हैड बीन प्लानिंग टू स्टार्ट अ डांस ग्रुप फॉर 10 years. Okay, like this, students, you can complete this worksheet. Okay, do it yourself. Now beta, let's move on to the next part, do it yourself part. The following sentences have one error each. Find the errors and replace them with the correct words. बेटा in all these sentences one error is there. एक mistake है बेटा, यहाँ आपको वो find out करनी है. Then बेटा underline that incorrect word and then write down the correct word. Okay, find out the error, write down that error as well as correct word. For example, students, first one, I have been living in this hostel since 3 years now. I have been living in this hostel for. Since is wrong here, so write down in the column of error. Since और since की जगह क्या write करना है बेटा, correct word is for. Correction में आप क्या write करेंगे, for. I have been living in this hostel for 3 years now. Next one बेटा, she had been, B-E-I-N-G. It's incorrect here, error है यहाँ पर ये, तो underline this word and write down in the error part. She had been jogging in the park for over an hour. Write down the correct word, been. Underline the word being and write down correct word, been. B-E-E-N, been. Okay. Next one beta, Rohit had been worked as a manager before he left the job. The beta worked is wrong here. Okay, this sentence is having an error. So underline the worked and write down working. Okay, Rohit had been working as a manager before he left this job. Like this, students, try to complete this part. I hope, students, that all of you have understood this chapter well. Now, students, complete chapter number 10 in your practice book. That's all for today, beta. Thanks and have a nice day.